Serenity Funeral Home. We are a family-owned and operated funeral home where we offer complete personalized funeral services, leading our community in funeral and cremation services. Make an appointment for your pre-need and at-need arrangements by calling us at 702-647-0123. Once again, that number is 702-647-0123. Serenity Funeral Home, caring for your loved ones as if they're our own.
Chico Sticks, Pickles, Jolly Ranchers, Mary Jane's, Pop Rocks, Lemon Heads. Should I go on? Bitter Honey, Freeze Cups, Candy Cigarettes. Listen, how about you make your way down to the modern day Candy Lady and see all of this and more? Satisfy that sweet tooth Tuesday through Saturday from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. at Sight and Sound Candy and more. Follow us on IG at Sight and Sound Candy and on Facebook at Sight and Sound Candy. We are located at 1000 North Martin Luther King on the corner of Washington and MLK. Give us a call, 702-648-4444. Again, that number, 702-648-4444. Thank you.
Broadcasting live from downtown Las Vegas, you're tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Yo, you tuned in to Gorilla Cross Radio.
Hold on. Hey, he had that young character.
About Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Your man, Bruce Thomas was good.
Bill Blockham Logan
Yeah.
and Sherm in the building. Man, we just going to start it off like this.
wow.
I guess this is what we going to do. We going to do this today, man.
Yeah.
So, we started the show. I said, you know what? We should just start the show. We should just start the show off on running them on everybody, right? So then it got kind of quiet, and I was like, maybe not. And I forgot I had like my little, scarf on, and with my hair being done, it was all poofy, and so Bill Logan said I look like Haji from
Yikes.
From Johnny Quest.
from Johnny Quest. I'm Johnny Quest, homeboy, kicking it with Johnny Quest and his daddy.
Haji.
And I said, Sherm
Well, you know,
wasn't here enough, and we should start taking his Let the Ball Bounce apparel back. And then, Sherm bumped into the camera, and then Bill told on him, so I called him Donnie Brasco. So, we've been kind of
I was just
going.
trying to make sure the camera, if it was on, it was in the right place.
Yeah.
You know.
So you turned state's evidence.
I did. Wow.
He had that,
That's what I like.
he had that
I
Tekashi
told
going
him.
on him.
I
did that
told
Tekashi
him who
move
hit the
right
camera.
there.
I did.
I like accountability, though. So that's why I messes with Bill. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I did. But then, we were informed that the camera is not on. So
Yeah.
we all.
And it's all good.
Yeah.
We are back, man. The Four Horsemen, man. Please follow Let the Ball Bounce on
Lex
Gorilla.
Luthor.
Yeah, Lex Luthor up there looking like Don Knotts. Boy, if you don't get your... Come on, man.
Monique spoke out on people wearing bonnets outside.
Oh, yeah. No, females. She said it was mostly about the
But
ladies.
is this considered a bonnet or is this a long do-rag? It looked like a bonnet, though.
Yeah.
But
Well, the way you had it on your head.
Yeah,
looked like
I wore it here, and I was going to take it off for the show, obviously.
Yeah.
I completely forgot I had it on. So when he said Haji, I said, why does fool call me Haji? And I pointed at my own head. I was like, let me take this thing off.
Well, we got to find that music. We got to find that Johnny Quest
Yeah,
music.
that Johnny Quest, man.
Johnny
First off, was Johnny Quest's daddy like an investigator or something? Or was he like an environmentalist? Like, what was he? I know they had money.
They traveled all over the world, so they
And
had
Haji
bread.
had money too, though. It wasn't like he was adopted or nothing like that. He had bread. He always stayed, in all white, like he went to a Young Frankie and Beverly Mays concert.
He had that big diamond up in his do-rag, so you know he had money.
Yeah, he did have
Yeah.
money.
That's
funny.
He had a diamond in his bonnet. Yeah, the bonnet. Is that considered a bonnet?
That was Haji. What do they call it?
The
Haji. What the
Hijab.
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 The hijab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe I should start wearing a hijab. Or is it just like a religion?
I mean, I would gear that more toward the Muslim religion.
Okay.
Indians, the Indian.
Indian. Yeah, Indian.
The vice president could wear one because that's where her mom was from.
So
There you go.
So I have to be of their
Yeah.
descent to wear anything like their garments. Is that what we saying?
I would say so.
Because there's a whole lot of suburban kids that may need to take them Tupac shirts off. I'm just trying to figure out. I can't wear somebody.
They not of the culture.
Well, you know, we got a lot of culture vultures out there, and
Oh,
that's been
tons
going
of
on.
them. That's been going on, bro.
You know, if that wasn't the case, then there wouldn't be a third base. Or,
House of Pain. You know.
Let the ball
Eminem.
bounce. Yeah,
Jump around.
yeah. Let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio. Your guy Dre Bailey,
Man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan, Sherm in the building. Download the Gorilla Cross app on your phone, man, and share us with any sports fan or any fan of a person who loves life.
Yeah.
Like if you love life, you love Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man.
Gotcha.
We're going to keep you on your toes. We're going to keep it 1,000 wow. And, you know, we're going to keep it, you know, just all the way 100, man, when it comes to anything.
That's if you actually tune in to
Yeah, well,
listen.
you have to actually watch
You actually
the show.
have to listen
Yeah.
to the show.
We have a lot of followers on social media, whether that be Let the Ball Bounce on IG, Let the Ball Bounce on Facebook, where we are the hottest sports talk page in the land. Let the Ball Bounce at gmail.com if you want to be a sponsor of the show, like Serenity Funeral Home and Sight and Sound Candy more, and Let the Ball Bounce on Twitter, and that is with one T. So we got a lot of family, a lot of friends, and a lot of people who follow us on social media, but not a lot of people tuning in to the show and then still asking if we still have a show. So we understand that people have busy lives, and on a Saturday at 2 p.m. for past a decade now, that you have been stuck like a Treyu's horse in never-ending story, you know, just stuck in the...
Atreyu.
Wow.
What was the nothing?
Mm-hmm. The nothing.
Yeah, but what was the sand or the quicksand that his horse was?
It was the
swamp.
The swamp of sadness.
Yeah. So we got a lot of swamp of sadness people who've been following Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, and we, you know,
I called them out.
yeah. Well, you know, they always get called out
Well, I called them out the other day.
specifically.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's disheartening. I don't want to say we feel a certain type of way, but it's disheartening when, you know, a lot of people, you know, say they got love for you. But we see fake love right in front of our face every day.
Every day.
That's what.
Every day.
And don't get it misconstrued, because we know
Oh,
who
for
tunes
sure.
in
For sure.
and listens to us.
And you don't need to
Twice
let
a
it-
week.
Yeah,
We know.
you don't need to tell us.
You ain't got to tell.
Hey,
We
you
know.
I know.
We see you, like we know. But the ones that continue to ask, what time does the show air? Those are the ones that I have an issue with.
This is one I have. These are the people I have an issue with. I'm on the page frequently, pretty much
think?
all the time.
You think?
Yeah. You don't say.
And you know, I've posted several, you know, what I think is pretty good content. You know, I don't too much, you know. But then when there's a issue that comes up that some people don't like, and I have a different opinion, and here's people on there coming at me or
Mad
have
at
something
you.
to say that never posted or replied to anything that I said. So my thing is, if you've never replied to anything that I've said on the page, don't now.
Why now?
Well, those are trolls. Them trolls, you know, people go through and, you know, try to, you know, I'm leery, you know. And
Sometimes I don't even see him at all.
Yeah.
Posting on the page at all about anything that you post, any of us post, anybody else post. But then when there is a subject matter that, especially if it's political,
Oh yeah, you already know
then
that.
here comes people,
You already
you know,
know that.
because you have a different opinion,
Yeah, you
and they
already
want to, you know.
You know what time it is.
Yeah.
have we had ex-pro athletes turn political and maybe be presidents and do all type of stuff? And
Absolutely.
so why
Mayors
doesn't it?
and congressmen?
Why
Sure.
doesn't it go together? I don't understand that.
It
You know,
absolutely
then it gets low key, you know, on insults.
No, it don't be low key.
Low key
It'd
insults.
be high keyed in a mug. G.
It
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
but you know,
I was in a debate. I almost had to use your meme.
Uh-oh.
The
Denzel
Denzel. It's so fitting
It's
for
hilarious. It's
so
the
many
best.
things.
It really
but
is. It really is.
I mean, what I hate is we have this whole show here that's been going on for damn near a decade, right?
Over
Past.
a decade.
Past
We'll be
decade,
11
right?
years in November.
Right?
Yeah.
And people will
Well,
say,
since I've been- you probably
"What do
more.
you know about sports?"
6 months, maybe a year.
Yeah.
If you tune into this show, it's safe to say that we are pretty knowledgeable about our sports.
No doubt.
You know, aside from the fact that none of us made it professionally in sports, but do you got to be a professional player to be able to talk sports?
That's false because we know some analysts that probably shouldn't be at a desk, man.
I don't
But
think
they
you-
had jobs.
I don't think that you should have played sports. But what I say is this: if you've never played before, don't try to say what this person is,
Right. There you go.
what they can't do,
Right.
and all that. Because, dude, you don't know.
Mm.
You don't know what's going on. You don't know what they're doing to prepare. You don't know none of that. So you can't call them sorry
But aside from that,
and a bum.
all you got to
Because
do
bums
is,
don't make it to the pros.
But aside from that, all you got to do is tune in to Let the Ball Bounce, and you can see the sports knowledge that us collective have here, along with Quan. Right? Not to mention the other shows that's also here.
Absolutely.
Right? It's pretty obvious that we know our sports. So when we have an opinion about something, it's coming from a good source. And if you disagree with our opinion, we welcome you to the show.
Because the line's been open and don't nobody call.
Get a couple
See, that's
people.
that's if you got such a hard take,
Funny.
bring it here. We would love to hear from you.
We here. We here. We didn't have people call up
We in
and debate us before. That's it's not a big deal, man. It's not a big deal.
One thing I will not do unless you do it is be disrespectful to me.
Yeah.
If I'm just debating the issue and once you start getting disrespectful with me, I might just turn that way too.
I got the right to
Or I might just go ahead and block you because I don't even want to see your junk no more anyway.
but-
to the point.
But you know what I would like you to do, because, and I'm looking into the camera right now, we are pretty astute at being disrespectful.
Oh.
Now we do it off camera,
Probably the best at it.
but we're pretty good at running them. So
disrespectful.
if you want to take it there, we pretty good at that too.
Yeah.
Give us a call at
And for all-
702-608-3259
Please.
if you
And
want to
for
get
all
random
those-
on real
If you
quick.
feel like being disrespectful.
And for all those who are, you know, lazy on the page,
Lazy?
I've been posting in caps for years. I'm not gonna change.
Hey, public
Quit
service
wondering
announcement.
why.
You got to do this
I'm
once
not
a year.
mad at anyone. I'm not angry. I'm not yelling.
That's just his font.
just me.
We got to
There's a
have
couple people on there that post
Sure,
in caps
sure.
all the
SJ
time.
do.
But I'm
Yeah,
the one
it's
to
a
get
bunch of
you post in caps.
Yeah.
You
Y'all not the only two that
No.
posting caps.
No.
So it's tons of people.
SJ posting caps too.
Hell, I have my moments.
And SJ, if you want to put your brand and stuff out there,
Shout
and you
out
want
SJ,
to
man.
sponsor your joint, please let us know so we can get you
Yes,
a platform, man.
Yes, indeed.
We
man.
have the platform for
Super
you to
dope.
get your business out there. Now, look,
Stuff.
SJ started his own clothing line and business and stuff like that. So if you're on Facebook, fine. SJ. That's the only plug you will get for free because you from the north.
Because you from the north.
Next week I'll be on the show with his apparel on.
Okay, it is.
You know,
I
I've already
get me a
got my
shirt,
order
man.
in.
Yeah, I went to order, man, and it was sold out.
Yeah. Make
That's a
sure.
good thing.
So he told me today, make sure that the size. I ordered a large, and he was like, "Yeah, Sherm, you can't fit a large." I was like, "Why?" He was like, "Cause I wear a large."
But then that's
And
when
I'm like,
run-
"You're about as big as this liter bottle here. You wear a large."
Because you got muscles.
So he was like, "Yeah, make sure you order a couple double X large." So
I think
just
that's
so
when
you
the-
know that,
that's when,
Goose.
that's when the running them started. Because I said he still stops at Oshkosh Begosh. Now look,
Yeah.
it's hard to get higher sizes from Oshkosh. I hadn't shopped there since my son was 2, but
Gosh.
he's supposed to be getting some bigger sizes. So, if a large is big for him, Sherm would probably be a double X.
Mm-hmm.
And we have
XL
no
will be-
problem wearing your apparel on the show.
No,
we all
we
do.
all do it.
We wear the, we got the good guy stuff. We
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
last week I had Berto's Level Up.
Yeah, we always do the let the
Fitness.
ball bounce.
Let
for
the
show.
ball bounce.
Yep.
The letdown is,
That's
that's
LTBB.
Yeah.
LTBB.
Yeah,
Yes, indeed, man.
we move
Vegas
different.
style.
We move
Savante.
different. Shout out, Tay.
Yeah.
Go Mob, bro.
We got a lot more slogan and shirts and website being worked on and stuff like that. So, and the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Studios is being built too, man. So that's gonna take a second too. So we appreciate everybody out there tuning in to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio. Everybody who's been down with us for over a decade, man. I see Donald McCall, man, my old
out,
buddy
man.
right there, chimed into the live, man. So we appreciate everybody who's chiming into the live. Also, please share the live feed. It makes no sense why sports fans or know someone who loves sports and will not share the actual live feed, man. Please share the live feed, man. We appreciate
do,
y'all.
man.
We love y'all, man. We got a lot of NBA to talk to you about, some boxing to talk to you about, some football to talk to you about, hockey, baseball,
MMA.
MMA. It's just so much going on. And then we got a lot of world news to talk to you about. Floyd Mayweather was robbed. Somebody walked into the dude's house and took some stuff that didn't belong to them. That in my book, and I think in the world of books, is called a what? A thief, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so I know that's one thing. That's one of my pet peeves is
stand it.
to even be associated with thieves. Because if thieves steal from somebody else, they'll steal from you too. You know what I'm saying? And so someone stole some things out of Floyd Mayweather's house, and he has a reward out right now for $100K for any information or the capture
Yeah.
of this criminal that has
You want a little come up?
displayed.
Amen.
If you want to come up, snitch on your homie. Hey man, that's Floyd's. Boy, I'm telling, I need this 1K. And it ain't a PPP loan. Boy, I'm on it.
I ain't got to pay it back.
I ain't got to pay it back. Come on, man. This man handing out PPP loan money
Wowza.
out in the street.
Is it tax free?
Godly.
Uh,
I mean,
stay out this lit man's house.
just go
taking
give it
this
to
stuff.
me cash, man, so we ain't got to even worry about that.
Yeah. Just drop the bag.
Just drop the bag off.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. No, but no cash apps, no
No, none
Zales,
of
don't
that.
do none of that.
Nothing
No.
trace.
I
And
want
it ain't even
nothing
got to be a
traced.
duffel bag. You could put my stuff in an old Smith's bag.
For real, put mine in a Safeway bag. Get 5 Safeway bags and line them up. I'll be all right.
Period.
Double them up.
Man, give me a couple of them thrifty bags.
Yeah,
real
them
quick.
Safeway bags wasn't strong at all. You got to double them up.
About the Zodi bags.
Yeah.
Zodi's was strong.
Yeah.
Safeway wasn't double.
Yeah.
Safeway wasn't.
Man, just
No.
go ahead and give me a couple of them. What's the Church's chicken boxes full of?
I was just about to
full
say
of money.
Throw it in a McDonald's bag with
Yeah.
the grease at the bottom.
That's it.
You know.
$100K.
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell y'all what I would do with my $100K right now. I put it right back into my business
Why not?
or my house.
That's where mine would go.
I would take a little bit out, like if I had like credit card debt. Let's just say I had like $6,000, $7,000 in credit card debt. I would pay my credit card debt out, Then I put the rest into my house. That's all. Start fresh again.
Start fresh.
You know, 6,000 ain't a lot to be in credit card debt, but you rather not be in none. Let me use some of this little money from the little man.
100K
He got some stuff to.
100K is life changing for people.
The little man.
That's life changing money for a lot of people.
2-3 pounds. Don't weigh much.
No.
Just slip it under the dough.
Look, watch the company you keep, though.
Truth.
It's not going to be hard to find. Somebody in your camp knows something. You just need them to turn state's evidence. And, you know, you surround yourself with all these big guys all the time. You know, they you know, somebody knows something.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Obviously.
That's not.
Stop.
You know,
Boy. We
Somebody
talk
knows.
about it
who
all
can
the
get
time.
close to his house? Living in a gated community. Who can?
Southern Highlands, ain't no way.
And
There's no way.
I mean, and I'm pretty sure he don't just have stuff laying out. It's got to be tucked away in some type of safe, right? Now, safe got to be hidden. So you talking about inside job?
Yeah. It was an inside job.
No doubt.
May have been one of them girls that work at Girl Collection.
Since they ain't been working.
Oh.
And I know he be having them in there for sure. Boy, it looked like Larry's Villa, 3,000 in that piece.
Boy, Larry's Villa. look, I'm telling y'all something. I went in there one time. No lie.
With a box of Popeye's chicken.
Yo, I went in there one time. And the chick that was on stage while I was in there
Man.
was playing her own music from a laptop. Wasn't no DJ inside of Larry's Villa, man. She got on the laptop and was DJing her own set. You know how in a regular strip club,
She was MP3
They
in it.
call you, the DJ call you such and such next on the stage, such and such on deck, whatever.
Kieran to the stage,
No.
to the middle stage.
Listen, shout out to Larrysville, starter club for
Come on, man. That was a fin. You are on your last leg when you get to Larry's Villa, bro. Your career has ended, bro. You are in the twilight.
Boy, it's like, boy,
It's
let me see if I
over.
could walk in here and snatch something for less than $20.
You are Tricks from Players Club at that point. Your career is over.
Smell like Aqua Boogie up in there.
Man, look. You are Tricks from Play. It's the morning, Get out of here, Tricks.
And it smelled like it smelled like old cigarettes, depression, and recess lighting.
Man, look. It smelled like a boy. It smelled like
what
a
it
dice
smelled like.
game in that moment.
A dice game. Old back alley dice game.
In the Cheyenne bathroom.
Yeah.
That's what it smelled like.
Yeah. We're talking
Man,
about
get
one of
outta
these
here.
old strip clubs that Vegas used to have called Larrysville. It's no longer open, right?
Yeah, no. It's
Dottie's
Dottie's
now.
now.
It's Dottie's.
But they were
Dottie's is
people
clowning.
was getting
Merged.
sent to
Yeah.
sent to their grave over the
Larry's
last
Villa,
few months it was
Dottie's,
open. Yeah. The last few months that it was open, people was going to their grave over there,
Yeah, same thing.
getting shot right in the parking lots.
Oh
and
yeah,
all. I'm like,
laid out in front of churches.
I think y'all need to close this down.
The homie Anthony Woods said he saw a
Sorry,
lady
Woods.
walk up in there and give lap dances just to make an extra $1.
Right
She
now.
ain't work there though.
You know what I mean?
Look,
Come on, man.
so I'ma
Just
tell-
slid up in there.
I'm gonna tell y'all two quick stories, and it's all wrapped in one. So I had a homie, a real close homie. All y'all know him. I'm not even gonna bust him, but I had a homie working there. Like when you walk in, he was like the security dude. He was the DJ. He was the making sure he was everything.
He must have quit his DJ.
I don't.
Yeah, that's what happened.
But they let him work the front door with house shoes on. You know them old corduroy house shoes.
Slip joints.
The ones you got from Zodi's.
C-shoes.
Man. And he called me one day, man. He was like, "Man, your homegirl dancing up here, man." And he was just really, he said he didn't want to call me because that was my homegirl. And he's like, I was like, "What?" Told me who it was. I was like, "She up there now, man?" He's like, "Yep." I was like, "I'm on my way." I went up there, man. And as soon as I walked in, I saw her. And she saw me too, man. She got so embarrassed, man. And just left the stage.
Yeah.
And stopped working. She didn't work up there no more. after that conversation. We had a conversation. And sometimes, man, when you are friends with somebody, it's okay to be honest with them.
Yeah.
You know, and try to find out exactly what's going on, and if you can be of some assistance, because we all don't want to see our people, you know, go out like that. But Larry's feeling though.
Hey, man, if you can save a life,
Woo.
you did the right thing, man, by
Bruh.
saving that life.
Bruh.
You saved somebody, man.
Bruh.
I was just thinking about Larry Fishburne. His daughter was doing
The Jornos.
yes, and you know he was like, "Until you stop doing this, I can't even talk to you." I was like,
Yikes.
Well, you know, you never know somebody's story, right? And I'm pretty sure there's some type of dynamic that may have taken place between her and her father, and you know, you just don't know the story. But man, it's tragic.
"Well, you know, I'm sure he was on the. You don't even have to do this. I'll pay for your college. I'll pay for whatever you want to do. You don't have
If
to
he
do
has
this."
that relationship with her,
You know,
I mean, it may have been burnt by this point.
I think it's worth mending after you see something.
you know, from what I gather from the story, it wasn't that.
Wow.
That's the path she wanted to go.
Ho daddy.
She wanted to spread my wings, fly away to. That's what she wanted to do.
Whew.
Wings.
I don't know if I could handle. You know,
She didn't want to go to school. She didn't want no college degree. She wanted to.
Ho.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, one of her coworkers
She wanted
definitely.
to give thyroids.
Tyrod Taylor.
Well, one of her coworkers is definitely hooking the Phoenix Suns up right now. They out there balling off new
Yeah.
snatch.
Yeah.
Young Devin.
Wow.
Devin Booker out there clowning, bros.
Mm-hmm.
He just looks like he has a chip on his shoulder, like he's.
And is anyone really paying attention to a real point guard? That's what we need to know. How point guard?
Well, I'm gonna tell you this. It sure was a lot of Chris Paul haters out
Goose,
there.
Why are you looking away?
There's a whole lot of people had stuff to say about Chris Paul. There's a whole lot of Laker fans said we don't want Chris Paul over here. We don't want him over here. His hamstrings, you know, his noodle legs, and you know, just everything in the book. But now all of a sudden, look, let me tell you something about Chris Paul. Everywhere he has went, and this is his track record. When he was over in New Orleans, he made Tyson Chandler a better basketball player. He put Tyson Chandler on the map. He came over to the Clippers. He helped put Blake Griffin on the map. Period.
Lob City.
Lob City. Look what he is doing to help DeAndre Aiden basketball. He will help your big man. I don't care who your big man is. He gonna make them 10 times better.
The crazy thing is when he was in Houston, remember they had that Golden State Warriors team on the ropes. He went out with a hamstring injury because they was up 3-2 against the Warriors team.
Yeah, that hammy.
But guess
Everywhere
what?
he went.
Devin Booker did something that James Harden couldn't. Devin Booker, when CP3 went down with the shoulder injury in the Lakers series, took over and finished out that series and allowed CP3 to recover from that injury. To right now, it's looking like he ain't even had one.
It's
When
weird.
he went out in Houston, Harden couldn't really get past that.
That was his knock
Interesting.
in Houston. You lighten up the scoreboard, 35 a game, but getting the playoffs, man, you're like need a flashlight to find you.
Yeah. Oh, magnifying glass.
Sometimes that flashlight is too bright. and these players shrink under it.
Ooh.
We've been saying that about Paul George.
Yeah.
Playoff P?
Yeah. Playoff P.
Who gave him that name, man?
I have no
Who gave
idea.
him that?
I think he gave it to
gave
himself.
himself that.
He did.
Yes.
Last
He
season,
daddy.
right?
Gave
He
it to
gave himself that.
Yeah, he gave it
Was
to
it
himself.
okay?
Denzel meme.
Yeah, he gave it to himself. Yeah. Did you hear him? Did you hear him the other day say that Utah was playing desperation basketball?
Okay.
The number 1 seed.
Okay.
Yeah.
Who was up
I
1 or
picked
2.
Utah to win that series.
Okay.
Said they were playing desperation basketball.
Okay.
Listen,
Like,
man,
what?
that team shoots great
But this is the same game where they missed like 20 straight shots in the first half, though,
and still won.
and still won the basketball game. What? I think they played inspired basketball. I think they played like a team that had their back against the wall and wanted to win. but
Isn't that what playoff ball is anyway,
that's
though?
Exactly.
Playoff ball is desperation.
Right. This
Yeah,
isn't.
But
Because-
the way
but-
he was saying
but-
it was like they were like everything that they were throwing up. It was just lucky. It was going in.
Listen, this isn't a
Kind of
game
like he did Dame.
in the middle of January in Oklahoma or somewhere. This is a playoff game
Playoff.
for all the marbles.
Trying to
Every
knock your
game
head
is
off.
desperation.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're not load managing in the playoffs.
No, you're not.
So what is it? What is he talking about?
Man, he's definitely made some suspect at best
Statements.
statements. And I look,
He ain't the only one.
I watched him in college when he was at Fresno State.
Mm-hmm.
I liked him when he got to the league. I said this kid is gonna be all right.
Yeah.
because I watched him previous. He's taking me aback, man. I'm not.
He is a
And
third,
I like him,
fourth.
bro.
because I love his game.
He is a
He can
third,
shoot
fourth
off the-
option guy right now. He's not a number 2
On that team?
on any team.
Ooh, big statement.
I can't.
That is a
that's
big
because
statement.
I
Right
like
there.
him.
That's a big statement.
I'm a PG
Third
fan,
or
so
fourth.
So he
Third.
Porzingis.
Third or
He
fourth
Porzingis?
option.
Porzingis
really?
is a number 2 on that team.
No. On that team.
He's not living up to his
On
number
paper,
2.
on paper.
Is he living up to the number 2 option right now?
Who?
I
Paul
don't know. I
playoff
mean,
P?
he still put up 27 in the
Yeah.
last
Paul
game.
Pierce. I mean, Paul
George.
Paul
yeah,
George.
Paul
He-
George.
I mean,
Is he living up to number 2?
He put up
Tell the
27 the
truth.
other
Two.
night.
Tell the
I
truth.
think he okay for it too.
I think he all right for it.
He's
I think the problem now
inconsistent.
is number 2s are other superstars. So
That's true.
so you're penalizing him. He's a true number 2. Everyone else just has 3 stars on their team.
Like the Nets. Like those are 3 number 1 options. They
How is
just
he a number
choose
2 when he's
to, you know what I'm
wildly
saying?
inconsistent?
There's never been a team that stacked.
In the playoffs.
I mean to that when you say it like that, okay.
Is CJ McCollum a number 2?
Yeah, I mean
He's a 2.
on
And they
that
put
on
up
that,
the
on that
same
basketball
numbers.
team. Yeah,
They put up like the same numbers. Is Chris Middleton a number 2?
he on that basketball team.
On our team, yes.
Yeah, so they put up the same kind of numbers.
And
Is Bradley Beal a number 1 or 2?
Bradley Beal is a number 1 scoring
Okay,
option
so-
in my
but
opinion.
he
So
would be
is
better
Westbrook
off
the
being
number
a 2.
So is the Westbrook number 2 on that team?
He's number 2 in my opinion.
Playoff P not better than well, not up there
As
with
far as scoring,
Yes, he is.
I think he's as equal or better scorer than Russell Westbrook.
in the playoffs though. It's a little different.
Yeah, I mean,
He's super bipolar in the playoffs.
that's-
I get
that's
what
tough.
Bill was saying. He's wildly inconsistent, is what
well
he
then
said.
what can we say about James Harden then? Is James Harden a number 1? Because
Yes.
in the playoffs he shrink.
He's a number 1 though.
He's a number 3.
He's a
Under-
league
un-
MVP.
Understood, but we talking. This,
But he didn't have
let's-
any number 1s. He didn't have any number 2s with him until he got Chris Paul
right
and Russ.
and Russ.
Understood,
But a lot of times he was by himself.
right? But if we sticking to the narrative,
That's the narrative.
that's the narrative. What you do in the playoffs? I mean, we know at face value that's not the real, but if we sticking to that narrative, it's a whole lot of people. Hell, we can throw Steph in there because we talk all the time about him shrinking in the playoffs. Do we not? But we're not just gonna flat out say, man, hey man, Steph like a number 2. No, he's not. He's a number 1 option. That's what that is. But we know
Was he number 1 option in clutch basketball when you had Klay Thompson, who wasn't injured on the court? He wasn't number 1 option. Klay was number 1
absolutely.
So at
And
that
when Paul Pierce was in Indiana, he was a number one.
and when KD played for Golden State,
And-
was Steph a number 1 or a number 2 option?
They just had a bunch of number ones.
KD was the number one. Bro.
But they had number.
KD was
They
the-
just had.
But
number
he played-
ones.
I think
He
KD was the
played
clear
better.
number one.
He
though.
played better to me as a number one in Indiana
Yes.
than his number two.
Yes, I'll
Yes.
give you that.
Than his number two.
I definitely agree with that.
classification
I
or
agree with
whatever
that.
it is now, right now.
I agree. I agree.
You know.
I like Paul George for the simple fact that he came back from a horrific injury
Yes.
and still able to
Yeah.
be just as good or maybe just a tad bit better than he was before the injury.
Sure.
I think that's huge.
Yeah. I'm just gonna need them to do what this roster says it can do when you're looking at it on paper. I'm gonna need that to happen.
Those two don't complement each
Like,
other well.
but just look at this roster as constructed. Like, you go and get Rajon Rondo, and this is the issue that I had. Like, you go and get Rajon Rondo for floor generalship. This is why you get him, for leadership, floor generalship. He does not get one tick in game 2, not one. But you stick with Pat Beverly, who goes over with 3 points and 1 assist. This is what you doing, Ty Lue?
What about Kennard?
Luke probably he trying to earn that $64 million as of the other day.
But see, is it Ty Lue? Because there was people
He
who
manages the team.
I'm
Yeah.
agreeing with
Yeah,
you
yeah.
because
Why everything got to be on the coaches?
In this situation,
But
Ty Lue manages the ball club.
Here's why. Here's why I'm gonna say why.
Why you keep Pat
Because-
Beverly in the game knowing he can't shoot the basketball and can't control the team?
Here's why I'm gonna say that.
Listen, wide open
Because
layups.
the Lakers for years between their eras of Phil Jackson couldn't win games. 7, 8 seed getting bounced in the first round.
Yep.
Then they bring Phil Jackson back and they go to back-to-back finals. Coaches matter in NBA. Now, at some level, now
Not saying they don't.
Gotta be able to manage.
And there's another side of it too, because I don't know if Steve Nash is a good coach. I don't know if Steve Kerr is a good coach. But when you have
don't know.
enough talent on your team, you can get
Right,
by.
you can get by. You can get away with it.
But when you have a great coach, they show they weight.
Sure.
And when you have a bad one, they show too.
Oh,
Right.
Absolutely.
So I agree with that. But playoff P is the main one. He is the reason, and told everyone that Doc Rivers was the reason that they lost last
Oh,
year.
he did say that.
Oh my God.
He said that.
He said that. Sure.
But wasn't he
Wow.
messing around on Doc Rivers' daughter or something? Wasn't there some?
Man, if that's
I
the
think
reason,
that was some years ago.
He
that's
cheated
the
on
Was that years-
reason why
Yeah,
they
because-
can't
because,
win. They can't advance in the playoffs.
He
Yeah,
cheat-
because
he cheated
the
on his daughter.
other Curry boy is
Let that
married
be
to her
it.
now.
He was dating her and he cheated on her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the stripper.
And now Seth Curry is
And now
married
Seth
to
is married to her.
So
Okay.
so maybe there was something extra than him just thinking Doc wasn't a good coach. Maybe he had different personality.
Yeah,
Nah,
but
bruh, he
that
came
goes
out
back
and
to me.
said it.
That goes back to me saying what I said last year, because he was on the floor.
Yeah.
Even though whatever happened between him and his daughter,
Yeah.
he was on the floor playing.
Yeah.
And the last game, Game 7, him and Kawhi combined for 24 points.
Mm-hmm.
It's not gonna cut
So
it.
I think he took a dump on Doc.
Yeah, it's not gonna cut it.
Yeah, well, he showed through Doc under the bus, and Doc.
Because Doc left. So now he's going to try to blame it. Doc didn't say anything. But from what I was looking at, especially in that Game 7, I'm like, dude, these dudes quitting.
Well, what is the other young guy they have? He wears his hair like mine.
Terrence Mann.
Terrence Mann.
Terrence
Florida
Mann
State,
has definitely
Yeah,
stepped
kid a
up,
baller, bro.
right? So he stepped up. Outside of that, I mean, you got Zubac playing well when he's in there.
Good rim runner.
Morris is giving you Morris numbers. He's doing what Morris does.
Yep.
So is it?
What is the issue?
I don't think there is an issue. Utah is the number 1 seed. They had the best record in the NBA.
Yeah.
So maybe it's just Utah,
It's a good basketball team over there.
right?
Man.
Period.
Because you got Donovan Mitchell who
Who
get
just came back from injury, just like I said a couple weeks ago when I picked Utah to win this series.
Shoots 50% from the floor.
He can get his own buckets, but you can't collapse on him. You can't double team Gobert in the paint.
Nah.
Because Joe Ingles, Conley.
And you letting Joe Ingles go get off.
But that dude, he can shoot.
That's
you
what I'm
can't
saying.
double team off
you
of
will
him.
always lose if you let Joe Ingles get off.
Them dudes can just flat out shoot.
They had 24 bench points, and one person had all 24 points. That was Jordan Clarkson.
Sixth man of the year.
Sixth man of the year. Yes.
The Clippers up, bro. Like, lit them up, bro.
Tragic.
Come on, fam. And this is all without Mike Conley Jr., by the way.
Which I said that they were going to be okay because Donovan Mitchell came back.
And to your credit, bro, you did, man. And I just could not envision it. I couldn't.
Can you imagine if he's playing right now?
Boy. I couldn't. Just looking at that at face value, I couldn't envision them beating the Clippers without their floor generals, a dude that controls the offense. I just couldn't imagine it. And they are totally proving me wrong, man. Wow. It's unbelievable what these dudes doing, man.
Utah's
unreal.
They're not no punks.
That's a good basketball team over there, bro. They're really, really good.
Well, isn't Donovan Mitchell the best Utah Jazz ever?
No, he's not.
See, this goes back to just because you played the game doesn't mean that you know the game.
Look, man.
And this coming from somebody who that people listen to on the daily.
Like,
people listen to this dude on the daily.
And this is the issue that I had, and it's the reason why I said what I said. Y'all gonna keep listening to this dude. Y'all gonna keep listening to him.
Preach.
After he say some ignorant stuff like that,
Preach.
Y'all gonna keep listening to him, but bypass us.
Preach.
That was my point.
Can we name off some of the things he's been caught in that takes his credibility away? That takes his credibility away.
Last season, because we can just go backwards.
Where did we start?
Last season in the playoffs, didn't he say Portland was going to sweep the Lakers in the first round? He went out and got the broom.
Somebody.
That was Charles.
Was on that. Chuck said that for sure.
That was Charles Barkley.
Chuck said it for sure.
Charles Barkley said that.
Stephen A. Smith.
But Stephen A. Smith,
my bad.
Stephen A. Smith,
Chuck said that.
Stephen A. Smith, his claim to fame is to be an insider to the NBA, right? Until he became the talk show host. He was an insider. He calls all the basketball to his brother. That's my brother. My brother.
He was a better columnist.
Okay, so now you go out there and put your reputation on the line saying that KD is going to the Lakers.
Come on, bro.
And then when KD got back at you, now you get mad at KD?
Come on, dude.
Then he said KD was going to the Knicks.
I
think his claim to fame when it comes to this was he did predict LeBron going to Miami. I don't know any other predictions he's had that's hit.
I mean, I wouldn't have deemed that far-fetched at that point, though.
No, I knew he was going there.
That wasn't far-fetched.
That's what he hang his hat on.
Before LeBron announced that made his announcement.
Yeah, that wasn't far-fetched.
When Chris Bosh went there, I said, LeBron
coming.
For the show. He going to get his ring there for the show. That wasn't hard to predict.
No,
my sources say.
Boy, he was so upset when KD came back and tweeted what he said. Dude, it was true. Plus, the dude is in the middle of a playoff run. Why would he go ahead and say, yeah, I'm going to the Lakers next year, and he's in the middle of a playoff run with OKC? Why would he say that?
Stew bag.
Right.
So you deserved what the lip service he gave you. You deserved that.
Lip service.
Then you get on TV the next day listening to all these people talking about, man, it's wrong for KD to mess with your credibility. No, it's not.
No.
If I lie on any of you guys, you got the right to come on here and say Bill was a goddamn lie.
Yeah. True story.
Straight up.
I would definitely use this.
I know. And I would too. You know what I'm saying? But that's no, he didn't mess up his credibility. You did.
No, you messed up your own.
Yeah. You flip flopped on the Cap situation. You hated what Cap did when he first did it.
Sure did. Yes, he did.
Bruh.
But now you're for people stepping up and saying something about black coaches. Man, sit down.
He said he was the one that, well, one of the ones that aided in getting Cap the workout. I'm like, huh?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Like,
But you know what's crazy?
where were you involved in the NFL at? Like, when did you have a toenail inside of the NFL? When did that happen, bro?
The crazy thing is, after that workout, when everybody and even NFL's execs was like, yeah, something wasn't right with that NFL setup of that workout. Even though Max Kellerman on the show was like, bro, we got all the documents here showing that, you know, the waiver that he was supposed to sign was all fraudulent.
Mm-hmm.
Stephen A. Smith was, no, my sources told me.
Oh, boy.
Everybody was like, bro, you're wrong here.
But we get people who tune in to Stephen A., whether it be via
and
radio.
Skip Bayless, too. I'm going to throw him out there, too.
Skip Bayless
whether it
can
be
get into
radio or on TV, and they give him so much energy. And half them people are on our
It's a lot of them.
That's why I mentioned it.
It's a ton of them.
on our Facebook page.
Yeah. And I felt
but
no,
we give you more and more credible information before it happens on this show than anybody. I've broken some news. Goose has broken some news. We've had broken news on this show. Sherm had broken news on this show way before the 4-letter network or young Lionel from the Jeffersons looking. I'm just saying. Come on, man.
young pushback.
Give the Let the Ball Bounce Sports. Give the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio show some love, man.
It's
For
tough,
real.
man. It's tough, man.
It is tough.
It's tough. Then when we have a subject like we had the other day about the white Delta, you know, joining, you know,
Hassan posted it.
joining the Black Greek organization and going to a HBCU. Like we got some people that have clearly not done their research or taken the time to understand exactly. And to me, even though we're a sports talk page, we talk life. We absolutely talk life. And this was one instance where I had to throw a little history out there, man, because people are still confused on historically black colleges and universities being inclusive. It's not exclusive to African Americans. It is primarily African Americans, but it is not exclusive to African Americans, just as historically black fraternities and sororities are not exclusive to African Americans. They were founded upon with the people and the principles of African Americans, but it's not exclusive. I know my fraternity in particular. I mean, one of our, you know, driving principles is being inclusive rather than exclusive. So I got more white frat brothers than I can count. The most influential Sigma in my life is white. So for us to do that, like, we got to come off of that, man. Stop that, man.
And you know, we way too old to explain what exclusive and inclusive means.
way too old for that, man.
If you're on the page right now, I
stop
need you
it.
to level up.
Yeah.
Not like these Clippers who need you to level down.
Right. One of the Freedom Riders was a white member of Delta Sigma Theta. Stop. Quit playing, man.
And just because a man can come on and be so knowledgeable on his words, loquacious is
Loquacious.
that's what Stephen A. Smith is.
Man,
He can use some words, and people just
Loquacious A. Smith.
they just look at him like, oh, he must be know what he's talking about.
Yeah, okay.
He just yells.
That don't
He just
mean
yells,
nothing.
man.
Your guy, Dre Bailey.
He make us tell me.
Bill Blockham Logan. Sherm in the building.
Yes,
Caller.
sir.
What's your name? What's your question?
What's up? This is Kevin from Chicago.
What's good?
Not really a question, just a statement, because I got to talk about these Denver Nuggets.
Yeah.
I called in before a couple weeks ago, and I said Aaron Gordon is trash,
Ooh.
and Everybody was hyping him up like, oh, what a great find, what a great trade. Denver won so much. Not a chance. He's a dunk. That's all he does is dunk.
Ooh.
I mean,
Yeah, he hasn't
claim to
been
fame is just dunking on people. You got to be more than that in today's game. You got to be able to shoot the ball.
Yeah.
You got to have some ball handling skills. He's got none of that. All he can do is jump high and dunk it.
Yep.
Oh.
And what I've seen with the Denver Nuggets is people are trying to trash Nikola Jokic. They're saying, oh, you're MVP. He's getting bounced. He's going to get swept.
Just had a triple-double.
Yeah, he
Total
did.
disrespect, man.
Yeah.
Just disrespect because his team is trash. Austin Rivers, Aaron Gordon, no one can step up. No one can make a shot. I mean, this dude dropped 30, 20, and 10.
Yes, he
And
did.
people still have the audacity to clown him, say, oh, he's going to get swept. I said that before the playoffs. They don't got the firepower.
That's
What's
very
your guys' thoughts on that?
Hey,
No
look,
doubt,
I'm
man.
glad you
Appreciate you, bro.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
That's
great,
big.
great
Yeah.
call.
Good
Great
energy, too.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm glad he brought the Denver Nuggets up because it needs to be discussed. Nobody at this table knew that the Denver Nuggets were going to get done like
I didn't know
this.
they was gonna get done like this.
Not like this. I mean, I had picked the
like
Denver
this.
Nuggets in 5, maybe 6.
Not like this.
And, you know, to say that the Joker is trash, number one, he is clearly your MVP. Whether you have a favorite person on another team, the right person won the MVP.
Yep.
Is it just me? Is it you?
No.
Does everybody
yeah,
agree?
Yeah, I agree.
But
The
this
right
goes
person
back
won.
to what we were saying earlier. In today's game, you got to have 2 or 3 stars.
Yeah.
Denver's missing their second best player, Jamal Murray.
Yep.
Right? I would love to see what this series would look like if you had Jamal Murray. Because remember what he did last season in the playoffs.
Yep.
He went off.
Yep.
So imagine if they had him. No, Aaron Gordon is not a number 2, but could you imagine
No.
if he was the 3 with Jamal Murray? This would be a different series, in my opinion. And it goes back to the Joker had 30, 20, and 10.
He
That's
showed
an
up.
incredible stat
And
line.
they still got blew
And
out.
still got blown out. You can't win with just one dominant
Nah.
player today.
No.
You have to have
No.
multiple.
And I had a discussion with Les on the page today. I was like, look, dude, their 1A is missing.
Yeah.
You can't sit up here and say that the Suns will be doing this to them
No,
if
bro.
their 1A was
No.
there. You can't say that.
Bro, look, Denver are in the same situation the Lakers were in.
Yeah.
Denver's 1A person
bro.
is out. Lakers 1A person was out. Joker, MVP, LeBron James, still LeBron James. You can't expect those 2 dudes like that to take scrubs
I ain't gonna call them
past.
scrubs.
Well, not.
Just not their right. The main guys.
They're
You're right,
not
you're right,
giving
you're
them
right, you're right.
anything, though.
Yeah.
They're role players.
Yes.
In today's game, like all of you said, you need
players.
2 or 3.
Do.
And I think at some point in time, you're going to need 4. It's going to
Then
be
they
that.
have
that-
somebody coming off the bench giving them good energy.
and then Will
good
Barton
numbers.
Will Barton just
it's-
came back.
That's
right?
Will Barton.
But you can't expect him
but
to
but
hit
Michael
the ground
Porter
running
Jr.
like that.
Michael Porter Jr. has to step up.
He has to
because
be the
his
second best player on
react-
that team.
Exactly, because he shoots too good.
Yeah. He's
Being
phenomenal.
being 6'10", and his matchup on the other side should not be able to defend him. So he has to hit those shots. He has to step up and make a name for himself.
He asked for this.
He did.
He asked for this.
He did.
So where are you at, Michael Porter Jr.?
Because you're not injured anymore. Your back isn't a
No, the
problem
back's
anymore.
not hurt.
And you see what your other classmates are doing when you're talking about DeAndre Ayton, Luka, Trey Young. Look at what they doing.
Yeah.
So
Because he had a fit last year in the bubble. He wanted that ball so bad.
Oh yeah.
And they
They
put
aired
the
it out to
ball
the
in
media.
They put the ball in his hands this year, and to his credit, he has balled out. But in this playoffs right now against the Suns, come on, man.
3 for 11.
yeah, that can't happen.
What do you go? 3 for 11. I think he went 3 for 11 back to back. Might have been a 4 for 12 or something like
tragic.
that. But you can't do that, man.
Your
You
guy,
can't.
Dre Bailey.
Man, Goose Thomas.
Bill, Blockham Logan, Sherm in the building. We got another caller. Caller. What's your name? What's your question?
Is that Spade?
Yeah, we can hear you, but it's a little muffled.
You're a little muffled, Brody.
Yep.
Yeah, a little muffled.
Yeah, that's a lot
better.
better.
There you go.
What's up with y'all, man? How y'all doing?
What's
What's
good
up
with
with it,
Spade?
G?
Spop?
Ain't nothing, man. I actually want to chime in about this. I've been.
Yeah. Give us a call back, Spade.
Yeah, Spade, you got to get
Give
off
us a
that
call
Boost
back.
Mobile
Get off the internet.
Hold on, they
get off
still
the
got-
internet Facebook calling, G.
They still got Bruce.
Yeah, they do.
Oh yeah, they got Boost.
Boost still popping.
Yeah, Cricket.
Metro.
Yeah, Metro PCS. I remember when cricket first started, you couldn't go out your area code.
What did you say? Get off that Facebook call.
Get off the Facebook call. Get off the.
I tried to hold it in.
that messenger phone.
Get off that messenger, bro. He called the page. Did he call the page? He called the...
Can you hear me?
Hey, he is.
Yeah.
That's a lot
We got
better.
you, baby.
What
Talk
up with y'all, man?
Man,
What up with it, G?
Hold on.
we out here.
Hey, so I've been peeping the page a lot, man, and I don't think Phoenix is getting their just due as far as how far they're going in the playoffs, man.
Who you talking about?
And I think
Who you
I
talking
think the
about?
reason why they're doing so good is because of Chris Paul, man.
Oh, the Suns. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
And
look,
I know they already gave Joker the MVP, man. You know, no argument here, but I definitely do think he deserves more than what he got. I think he was like fourth on the list, Chris Paul.
Yeah, that's ridiculous, bro.
Well, how much credit do you give Monty Williams, though, at coaching them?
Yeah, that's good too.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot.
Yeah.
A lot. But Monty ain't playing though. And if you watch any of the games, Monty gave a lot of credit to Chris Paul because they think alike.
Sure.
Bruh, he is
Sure.
the coach on the
He's coach on
floor.
no doubt. No doubt. I
Correct.
think too, Spade, a lot of the Suns' success and it is predicated on Chris Paul being available. I think when you got a dude of that caliber with those type of leadership skills and that type of floor generalship, him being available means everything to that team, bro.
I'm gonna tell you.
Everything.
I'm gonna tell you this.
Which makes him most
I
valuable.
think.
Yeah.
I think Cameron Payne
You hoop.
has showed up in the playoffs.
You hoop.
Yeah.
He when Chris Paul goes out the game,
Yeah, there's no drop
he
off.
come in and sustains whatever they're doing until Chris Paul. Cause he don't come in like when he was in OKC. I was like, dude,
Tried to do a little too
why is this
much.
dude in the NBA?
Yeah, even in Chicago.
That's
He
a
tried
good
to do-
teacher then.
But
That-
you know
that
what?
tells
But you know what? You can tell he's improved his game because he's hitting timely big shots
bro, he is a
and
student
he's running
of
the
CP3.
team.
Yeah.
And he's running the team
Sure.
just like CP3
Right.
would be if he was in the game.
Right.
So I think that's another.
I just
Yeah.
I think it's dope. I think it's dope, man, that you got a guy like Chris Paul that can give the energy, but also the confidence. Like, I really do think that Phoenix think they can go all the way. And
Sure.
I think they feel they would give Brooklyn the run for their money.
Sure. And I said the other day on the page, I said Phoenix is just faster. Like they're just faster than everybody, bro. And they make plays like tell me if this makes sense. They're making plays before the plays should be made. Like they're beating people to the spots, bro. It's like the teams know what they finna do and they just can't stop it because the Suns are just entirely too fast, bro. They just are. They got the fresher legs. They're just too fast.
Hey, I know Dre got the plug out there in the NBA, man, so I need him to send an email to Giannis and tell him get his ASS in the gym and find him an 18-foot jumper.
Man, look. Man. And
find some ball movement because they all sand.
Yeah.
They all stuck in the sand, bro.
Yeah. Real stuff, man.
They sticking it, man. That's good right there.
Absolutely, man.
Great call,
Appreciate
Spade,
you,
man.
Do we have a
Well, we got the resident Bucks fan
rebuttal?
in here who
We
feels
got
a certain type
rebuttal
of
to
way.
what he said.
Listen, I think Spade hopped off, but I know you still listening. So
Yeah.
it's not even Giannis or the jumper that's the issue. It's the issue is that nobody else is hitting. Because when nobody else is hitting for our squad, then you can pack the paint.
Sure.
Remember what we was just talking about with Utah. The reason why they're so good is because everybody outside is hitting the paint, so they can't collapse in on Rudy Gobert down low. So when we're not hitting shots, you can double off of Connaughton. You can double off of Bryn Forbes, or even in the first game off of Chris Middleton. Drew Holiday is not been playing well, even with the win the other day.
Right.
So when that happens, you can double team off those players and collapse in on Giannis. Now he does have to hit that shot, but he's not been a prolific shooter his entire career.
Right.
But as long as we're shooting, then we can. He has room to drive to the paint, and a lot of times, and we all know this because we all play ball. You just want to see that ball go in the hoop to gain that confidence back. So a lot of times he'll just take it to the paint, and he can always kick it or just go in if you're not collapsing off.
Sure.
That's our biggest flaw right now.
And my thing, the reason why I even picked the Bucks was because of that point exactly, Sherm. When you got shooters out there, we know in this league, and especially in the playoffs, defense and perimeter shooting wins these games, bro. And that was my reasoning. And this is me knowing what the Nets have. You know, Joe Harris, and of course, you know, the three deadly scorers that can score from anywhere in their three-headed monster. Me knowing that. I'm looking at Bryn Forbes. I'm looking at Pat Connaughton. I'm looking at Chris Middleton. I'm like, yo, they got just as much shooting as the Nets, maybe even better, if you're really looking at it player for player. And it's just not popping up. It's just not showing up for them right now.
They don't have the volume shot makers. They got shooting,
right?
But they don't have the volume shot makers,
right?
Like a KD,
right?
Like Kyrie,
right?
They don't.
Right.
They have a guy. They have They might have a few guys that can hit shots,
sure,
but those dudes can go off for 10 points.
Sure,
but that's anybody
quick.
in the league. Nobody has the level of talent that Brooklyn has. Nobody does.
That's crazy.
Right? So you got to try to beat them up defensively.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday can get into Kyrie because Kyrie's below his percentages in the game. Well, KD is KD. Right.
And who's been really for you guys? The real down low presence is Lopez.
Yeah.
But see, even Brook Lopez isn't in this series. He should be able to punish in the paint.
He should.
He has been.
Yeah.
He should. Yeah.
So that works to our favor. But if you double team off of him or collapse down on him, we're not hitting shots from the outside.
Yeah.
I mean, Chris Middleton
when he played for the
first
Lakers,
two
he
games.
was a straight just jump shot shooter.
Yeah.
He was shooting threes. He wasn't down low like he is now.
Right.
Well, we all knew coming in that the Nets wasn't going to really stop you defensively, and I think that's what Sherman's saying is they're not really stopping the Bucks from getting their shots. They're just not hitting them.
They're not going in.
And they're not going in, and it's going to hurt you against a team that it does not matter how many shots go up. They will be more on the positive side than the negative side. Like last year, we saw Kawhi Leonard and Paul George put up a lot of shots, and it was either or. Paul George would either get off or Kawhi Leonard would get off. On this Nets team, you have a opportunity or capability, that Nets team, to have all three go off. I've not seen a game where two didn't go off at the same time.
Yeah.
It was, one night I watched all three of them play. They had 97 points between the three of them. And so when you're dealing with a KD and Kyrie who will come out any night and give you 35 points apiece on any night, man, you have to be able to make shots.
That's
because if not, it's over.
That's why they're so scary.
They don't need Harden until the championship game.
And that's why you see when I posted, like, we lost the first game without James Harden. It's like, dang.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough to beat this team if we can't even beat them without Harden. Imagine when Harden's there, and he's a floor general.
Sure. But in that in that game 3, they weren't hitting shots like they were. KD and Kyrie wasn't hitting shots like they were in game 1 and 2.
I know.
That's the reason why you guys won.
Yeah, I know.
They were a little off. Joe Harris was off. He had wide open looks and was just.
And you see what I posted? I'm like,
like
I was nervous. I'm still nervous.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think in order for them to have a chance at pulling this series out, man, they got to make it. They got to make it like they made Game 3. It has to be a grind out. They got to get in. They got to force KD, and I know this is a tall order because it just doesn't happen with him. They got to force him to take bad shots. Like the reason why KD is revered as one of the greatest scorers, if not the greatest scorer of all time, it's not because he just goes out and scores a bunch of points. It's because of his efficiency. And I think people kind of get lost. He's
like what Carmelo used to be.
I think Middleton needs to take on that challenge because he's long and he's got long and he has length.
Mm-hmm.
You keep putting PJ Tucker on him, dude. At some point, he's gonna go off, bro.
But I mean, honestly, PJ Tucker was in his grill. KD is, and I see what you're saying because PJ Tucker's short.
Yeah,
PJ Tucker's like 6'5",
6'5", yeah.
right? KD is 7 feet
tall.
and shoots above his head. So, but the reality is, the dude, he's gonna get off against anybody in NBA history.
Sure.
Well, let me ask y'all this: is Middleton a real a number 2, or is he a 3-4 guy?
I mean, look,
Well, that team, he's a 2.
on that squad, he a 2.
He's our 2, but
I mean, you put him.
He hasn't been inconsistent.
Yeah, he's been fairly consistent.
He's been fairly consistent
he's
every
been-
game.
and he
been
balled
solid.
out last week.
Yeah.
I mean,
he's
the other day.
Yeah,
He
he
had
did.
35.
Yeah, he's been
Yeah.
balling. He been hooping.
He can play.
Well, y'all need help then,
He can play.
because if he's been consistent, and the
Well,
Greek Freak
he
is
was
gonna
consistent game 3. Game 1 and 2, he was not.
Yeah, he's been.
the spread counts though.
I get it.
He
I'm
got
not-
that extra money.
I'm agreeing with you. He needs to always be that way. But then Drew Holiday still has been inconsistent games 1 through 3.
I think with Drew and what I've noticed, and correct me if I'm wrong, I'm speaking on your team, but it just doesn't seem like they're finding space for him. I don't know what it is. Like he can't maneuver because let's just take game 3 for example. It was a grind out, game that they end up pulling out. But even within that game, with the game being so close and being so ugly, like he really couldn't be your point guard at that point. He's handing the ball off to Giannis and to Chris Middleton, to rely on them to make shots. They scored. What did they end up with? 86 points between Middleton and Giannis. I think they scored like 65 of the 86 points. So.
I think combined it was 68 points of the 86.
So the rest of your team got a dub? Come on, man. That's not good.
So,
and that doesn't allow Drew Holiday to really get into the flow and really be able to control things. It just doesn't.
And so the expectation was that the expectation was that Drew will be able to take advantage of Kyrie's lack of defense,
right? And it just hasn't been able to flow that way.
Yeah, and he can get a step on him, but then it goes back to the other point. They packed the paint against my Bucks.
I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, sir. Y'all gonna get whooped.
Bro, I mean, we you see, I'm dancing around it because I'm saying, look, we beat them by 3. And I posted like I'm super nervous.
Right. Y'all will get whooped. Y'all will get stomped out.
I also don't see how you can say Chris Middleton is consistent, and then you said he didn't show up for 1 and 2.
No,
that's not consistent.
I didn't say that.
No.
You said he was consistent for game 3.
No. He said he was consistent. I said
I never said he was consistent.
I said that he didn't show up for games 1 and 2,
so Bill
and we need him. we
okay.
And Drew Holiday hasn't been consistent games 1 through 3.
Well, how much consistency are you looking from Drew Holiday?
Drew also needs to get us 20 because we got to outscore this.
But
team.
at the end of the day, this is probably the highest Drew has ever went in the playoffs, right?
Yeah, it is.
So you could take somebody who gives you numbers from a terrible team like a Kevin Love, to give you an example, and put him on a playoff caliber team and expect him to get you that same numbers that he did when he was over at his other team.
That goes back to our caller about Aaron Gordon.
But it's a process and it's a way that he has to fit in. Now, this time next year, will Drew Holiday have found his way and fit better into the system? Yes, because he has to follow the same thing that your boy Conley did when he went to Utah. It just didn't work right away, and people were like, look at Conley. Now look. You got to give it time to materialize.
I
and
think they were saying that because he got 156 million.
Yeah, well, you know,
But
Middleton got money too, though.
I mean, it's a lot that. I mean, look at Dennis Schroeder.
Yeah.
You know, he
he'll
felt
still
that he
get
was
money.
worth something.
He'll still
but
get
you
money.
get on the
Not
again.
when he
We
asks
started
for
the show talking about the bright lights, and some people shrink and melt under those bright lights.
Sure. Man, that's tough, man. This series is really weird because
But what it comes down to is what these NBA players even say. It's a make or miss league, man.
yeah. If you can't
Bottom
make shots,
line,
man,
if you're not
lose.
making shots, you're gonna lose.
You're gonna lose, man. You're gonna lose. And there's really
If you're not
there's really
making
no
shots,
other way.
You're gonna lose. And at the end of the day, dudes get their shots off.
Yeah.
You really can't say that somebody is really stopping somebody from getting their shots off.
Right. No, you're not.
Dudes
you're
get
not
their
gonna
shots
stop.
off.
You're not gonna stop.
They're
dudes
just
from
not
getting
making
shot off.
them.
Yeah, you're not gonna stop.
So we need to get some stomped out T-shirts. Let the ball bounce. Stomped out. Just say stomped out on them. Wear them joints.
And shout out to Kawan Speed, who said, "I don't ever talk about my Milwaukee Bucks."
Oh boy.
If you tune into the show,
No, he don't watch the show.
He don't watch the show. I'll tell you that right now. I can tell
Bet you at home watching them Ren and Stimpy cartoons and stuff. Look, man, let the ball bounce. Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy Dre Bailey. Got to get them back in the.
Hey, your
in
man
the
Goose
frame.
Thomas. Golly,
Bill Blackham Logan.
Come on, bro.
Sherm in the build. I told y'all we was running them, and if
Come
y'all,
on, fam.
if you want to run them, and if you've ever felt a certain type of way about any one of us right now, please give us a call at 608-3259. We would love to spend 5 minutes running them on you.
because we does this.
Golly.
Oh, that was a good one.
Holy mackerel.
Oh, that was a good one.
Oh, my God.
So look, man, NBA playoffs is here, man.
Golly, man.
And that's what it is. What's up with this boxing? We got a fight tonight?
Yeah, man. Shakur Stevenson, man. I really, really like this kid. I've been raving about this dude since I want to say it was the 2016 Olympics, man. When he really showed, you know, what it was he could do to the entire world. Kid out of Jersey. I watched his maturation process, man, since he turned pro, and every single time out, he shows us something different.
Didn't he beat up his girlfriend's brother pretty bad?
I don't know if that was. I'm not certain, but it was caught on camera. Yeah, I'm not certain who it was.
What?
But it was called he two-pieced him, man. It was all beer. It was pretty bad. But I've enjoyed watching this kid's maturation process. Him, Devin Haney, you know, a lot of the young dudes, of course, Teofimo Lopez, who we've had on the show. Mm-hmm. The future of boxing is in really, really good hands, man. Despite what some may think or what it looks like to people that don't take in the sport of boxing is in good hands.
So you're saying we don't need those exhibitions?
We look.
If it's in good hands, we don't need them.
We don't need them. The thing is, promotion has to give us the fights, and that's one thing that'll always separate the UFC from boxing, and it's just is what it is. You got one body when it comes to the UFC. It's one body. So the fights will always be made under that one sanction. You have WBA, WBO, IBF, IBO. There's so many different sanctioning bodies where unification, which is what we ultimately look for, unification bouts where all the belts are put on the line and let's fight. It's rare that happens because you got dudes trying to hold on to their straps. They don't want to let them loose. But there are such things as mandatories that have to happen. But then you also got people running. Running happens, y'all.
Yeah, that's been a part of the game for a long time.
It's part of the fight game, period. Whether it's MMA or boxing, running happens, bro.
Long time. I was looking at the documentary about Marvin Hagler and how long it took him to get a title shot. Yeah. And he was going through the middleweight division like it was and fighting everybody.
Right.
You know, and it's like that's like 40 years ago.
Sure.
And you mean to tell me we still got the same thing going on in 2021?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ridiculous.
But then you have somebody like, what's my man, High Tech. He got a title shot after like 7 fights. But this is the thing though. His amateur pedigree is what got him a title shot after 7-8 fights. Him coming in, I think he might have had 400 amateur fights and only lost twice. Like that's remarkable, bro.
Like what? Why is Teofimo not fighting?
Well, he got a fight coming up.
Yeah,
it's either at the end of this month, beginning of next month.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and he just fought what was that? 4 months ago?
Lomachenko, right?
Yeah. He fought Vasily Lomachenko.
Mm-hmm.
So that's
who
what I
is
was
he
talking
fighting?
about.
Is he fighting somebody?
I want to say it's probably a mandatory. I gotta look and see exactly who it is. I'm not sure off the top of my head exactly who it is, but it may be a mandatory because when him and Lomachenko fought, that was a unification bout. So he's probably fighting a mandatory. Of course, Lomachenko has to go and fight somebody else because he's beltless now. And then
he was one of the pound for pound best.
Yes. Oh, no doubt.
Lomachenko at that time.
No doubt. I personally think he's still top 10, top 15 pound for pound. No doubt. Even with the loss to Teofimo, that's not a loss that you say, damn man, he lost to that dude. No. Teofimo Lopez, who we all know is
time,
really
I mean,
damn
we
good.
knew, but if you listen to the commentators at that time, they didn't feel that way.
Nah, man. Boy, look, Teofimo, that dude, bro. He the truth, bro.
Is it
simple?
Was it mandatory for me to watch Lamar Odom this past week? Sloppy body built.
So he's supposed to fight. He's after this fight, he's fighting some guy named Cambosos, and after that, he said he's going to be targeting Devin Haney.
Okay, and Devin Haney is one of the.
So I don't know if this Cambosos guy is a
one of the
George Cambosos Jr.
And I think, and I've never really followed Cambosos, so this would be my first time knowingly me watching him actually fight. But Devin Haney is another star, in the making, coming up.
So after this fight was Cambosos,
yeah.
The Devin Haney fight should be next for Teofimo.
Yeah, and then you still got Tank Davis that's still in that mix. Look, man, from 130 through 168, which is super middleweight, and even into the heavyweights now. Boxing is all right, man. It's just the sanctioning bodies got to get on one accord, man, and make these fights happen. Like, why has Errol Spence not fought Bud Crawford?
Why all these dudes?
I don't understand that.
Why all these commissioners or these owners of these divisions or whatever
sanctioning bodies?
Sanctioning bodies. How come they can't get together and conglomerate one?
It's a money
because
thing,
the money is going to be there.
I mean, we saw the BCS did it.
Even if they got together. All those dudes is going to all those sanctioning bodies. If they become one, all of them going to be in the money.
I understand what you're saying.
That's just
totally
been an argument for years.
But when you have stars, they're called cash cows. When you have cash cows that control all of these belts, like Manny Pacquiao for example, I think he was WBO. I think he had two at once. I want to say WBO and IBF. Let's say he had, but. Then you have Floyd Mayweather, who had WBA, Ring Magazine. Oh, that's another sanctioning body. I forgot. Ring Magazine is its own sanctioning body. So we really gotta put all of this into perspective when we thinking about why these fights aren't happening. Now, combining them, that won't happen because of money. Because all of these different commissioners of these different sanctioning bodies, again, have their own cash cows in those particular sanctioning bodies. So they don't want to too much. They don't want to put their guy out there and risk him losing, and now their cash cow is gone. It's kind of like with Bob Arum and what he's done for the longest before he got with ESPN.
HEAUXCHIT.
I get it, man. Look, I'm with you. I agree. You ain't gonna get no pushback from me. But I'm just giving you the honest to God truth, bro.
Always.
I'm giving you the honest to God truth, and And
I mean, I get it
Yeah.
because, like I
Yeah.
said, this has been going on for years.
Years.
Even when I was a little kid,
Years,
watching
bro.
boxing. But yeah, but my thing is,
This is not new.
wow, that's just.
Yeah, it's not a new thing. This is bit long.
And my
been
thing
happening.
is, okay, if you all combined them to make one sanctioning body, dude, y'all gonna make money.
Yeah, well,
But they're not gonna make the money that they make.
It's
running
about
their own.
it's about the individual bread.
That's it.
Because now I got to share.
pretty much. Ain't nobody sharing.
Ain't nobody sharing this big money, man. And this is another reason why.
But how much money are they
Boxing-
making when they're not having these mega fights?
Oh,
they're not
they
making
still
none.
they still with Top Rank alone with their contract with ESPN.
Yeah.
Just putting their fighters out there, they making bread.
because of ESPN.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it had to be a Bob Arum got a name. Bob Arum been in this game a real long time. So it had to be a joint venture. So ESPN wouldn't have said, yeah, let's do it without Bob Arum and Top Rank having a name. Same with the UFC. When they combined with ESPN, the UFC had long had its name.
UFC can show you that if you combine them and all into one, they can make money.
the way the UFC started out, it was never
I
a
understand,
separate
but
thing.
right now, UFC, even though they're not paying their fighters what they should make,
That's something
the
totally different.
UFC,
Yeah,
because they got to fight tonight with Adesanya,
sure.
they're going to make a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt.
Well, the UFC brand is
The
going to make a
UFC
lot of money.
Yeah, no doubt.
Now, you can't tell me that if you got all these sanctioning bodies to agree to combine in one, that they're not going to make. They will make billions.
It's just tough, man. When you got so many cash cows, bro,
And
all
I
the way
get it,
around like
you know,
that.
and I get it,
It's
but,
tough. It's tough. It's tough. And I'm pretty sure, man, all the cats that follow boxing, man, could agree. I would want nothing more than to have everybody fight everybody. That's what we want to see as fans. But the greed level that these dudes have, man, it's just not gonna fly, man. It's just not. And it sucks. But it's the truth. It's what it is. But yeah, man, young Shakur Stevenson tonight, man, should be a good one. I like that kid, man. Can't wait to see Devin Haney. Like you mentioned, man. It's a lot of young talent out there, man. That's
I mean, even the
taking the
heavyweight
sport by
division has
storm.
some interest
No
now.
doubt. No
you
doubt.
know,
No doubt.
more than before.
No doubt.
No
doubt. Absolutely. And despite, what I may say in reference to Deontay Wilder, I still want to see him fight. Just not in the ring with Tyson Fury again. I don't want to see that no more. I don't want to see you get slapped like that.
Well,
no more.
there has to be a trilogy. He beat him the first time.
I don't want to see you get slapped
Fury,
like that no more.
you
bro.
know.
I don't want to see you get slapped.
Maybe he's,
I'm not interested in it.
That second fight was ugly.
Yeah, it was bad. That was real bad,
I
bro.
don't want to see you get slapped.
I don't want to see you get slapped like that, bro. Come on, man. Get up, King. Dust yourself off, King. I want to see you. I want to see you down like that, King.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Now, what I wanted to discuss is Cameron Kinley, undrafted. I think he's a corner or a safety for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, not getting his chance. Well, having his waiver denied.
Undrafted from where? From where?
I forget which college it is, but he's an undrafted free agent that's Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed.
Okay.
Now he can't play because he's a serviceman in the Navy.
Oh yeah, that's where he went. He played in the Navy. Yes.
Yeah,
yes,
I was just
yes.
saying.
Okay,
I
so
heard
yeah, he
that.
played for the
I heard
Navy.
that.
Yes. Okay,
He played in
so-
the Navy, yes.
And a
He-
bright kid
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
smart.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. Now he put his waiver in. It was denied by the Navy.
It's cold, man.
Now it's three other servicemen who had their waivers, gone through, so they can actually go to camp.
Yeah.
They're actually in camp right now.
This dude graduated as
Yeah.
an officer. Guys
So
from
he
the Naval Academy.
and he said all the right things. He said all the right things in the interviews. He's like, but I'm just disappointed that they're denying me my chance.
Sure.
And it's like,
He was probably a first lieutenant.
yeah.
And
Well,
if I'm not
they said they said
Crazy.
his official ranking, the name of it, I can't remember it.
Probably second lieutenant.
But,
Yeah.
But yeah, he had his waiver denied. And you know who created that waiver? Trump. Trump created that waiver to give guys who's in the service an opportunity if they get drafted or into a sports league or whatever to play. Yeah.
The thing about it is, if you listen to the kid, now, and I could be mistaken, but I think he majored in political science with the aspiration to being United States president, and he talked about that. But if you listen to what he says as well, too, he says he wants to have political change when it comes to racial divides within the country. Is the way he wants to have his platform set up eventually.
Right. So he's a threat.
That's what I was going with it. Very bright kid. Very bright kid.
Wow.
So, sometimes, and I'm not saying this is what it is, but sometimes you have to look at those things, what goes on behind closed doors and motives of people as well, too. Because why, like Bill said, why is this young man's waiver being denied while others within the same service?
They said his position in there, some kind of communication. They said it the other day, and I posted it on the page. I have to look for it again, but it has something to do with communication something, and they were saying, well, that might be a real stringent something, and he has to be still in his service. He can't go play football. But it's like, he's like, no, because when duty calls, I can go right back.
Yes, you can. Roger Staubach,
but right now, duty's not even calling.
Navy serviceman. Yeah.
Duty's not even calling.
No.
These other guys had their waivers, accepted, and they're off in camp right now. Hopefully to make the team.
Right.
But he can't.
But this is not the first time, though. But this is not the first time that this has happened. Like, we can go back to Roger Staubach being in
Napoleon McCallum.
I mean David Robinson. We can. These dudes graduated from the Naval Academy.
Another one that played for the
yes.
Another one that played for the Cowboys, Chad Henning. He was a D lineman.
Yes.
Yep.
Like,
he was able to play.
Servicemen, bro.
Yeah.
Like, this is not.
And he fought fighter planes.
Yeah. Come on, man. Like, this ain't nothing that's rocket science to figure out. Like, the dude worked. He graduated from the Naval Academy. Let the dude live his dream out, man. Like, don't snatch
when
that
duty
from
calls, like he said, when duty calls, I have an obligation to go back.
I signed up
and
That's
serve
what teams
my
don't
commitment.
Want to do.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
They don't want to do that. Teams don't want to, let's just hypothetically say they bring you in and you're really good, and it could, it's make or break, whether it's playoff seeding or whatever, and you have to leave. And you're a big intricate part of the team. They're not willing to take that liability, but you're able to do it for some.
I mean, he's an undrafted free agent, so it is not like he was drafted,
right?
As a
high pick,
high pick, or somebody they really. He just needs an opportunity.
But the fact that he was brought into camp and signed, I think that should be enough. That should be enough, man.
Yeah,
I really do. But man, that
it's
sucks,
just things like that make you go, especially when you hear about his story.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sucks, man.
Like Jeff Bezos.
Pulling for the kid, man.
Jeff Bezos is worth 190 something billion.
Close to $200 billion.
Right? 193 billion.
It's ridiculous.
And there are about 7 billion people in the world. So if he gave everybody $1 billion, he'll still have like $186 billion.
He got some of my money this morning.
Sheesh.
Did he?
Yeah, I ordered some.
Think about that.
I ordered some Kirkland golf balls off daily. Amazon the other
Jeff
day.
Bezos getting my money daily.
I got the.
Think about that though.
Yeah.
He can. There's 7 billion people in the world. He can give everybody $1 billion and still will have $186 billion. Think about how much money that is. Come on, man.
Yo, Jeff.
He could be reparations for everybody.
Jeff.
And you could take some of them people out who are already like super rich. Just give them $1 billion anyway.
Top.
Even white folks will get some reparations.
And on that note,
Yeah. Yeah.
What were you thinking? Who was this week's What Were
From
You Thinking
Jeff
before we get
Bezos.
out of here?
wow.
None.
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen A. Smith.
Stephen
yeah.
A.
Stephen A. Smith is will always be.
Yeah, Stephen A. Smith.
I
for sure.
think if we was to target him every week, he'd be on there.
Hey, and if y'all haven't checked out Kwame Brown's, not his latest, but the one before that, he was talking about Dr. Boyce Watkins, man.
Uh-oh.
Very, very interesting. He going at people, man. And when we talking about somebody like Dr. Boyce Watkins,
Was he telling the truth or no?
I mean, he showed text messages, man. This man got receipts.
Receptors.
Yikes.
He got receipts.
Like CVS, right?
Yeah, dog. Them scrolls, baby. hey, man. Dr. Boyce Watkins.
Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. Your guy, Dre Bailey.
Yeah, man, Goose Thomas.
Bill Blockham Logan. We got Sherm back in the building, man. We appreciate everybody chiming in to Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio, man. Please share our live feed. Please follow us on all of our social media platforms. And we appreciate, once again, Serenity Funeral Home and Sight and Sound Candy and More for being a sponsor of the Let the Ball Bounce Sports Talk Radio show, man. We love y'all, man. We appreciate y'all, man. Share the live feed, man. Yep. And guess what, man? If you're scared, you better go to church.